Hi guys, my name is Antonio. So in this video, we will be teaching you how you're going to set up your new drawing system. So let's go to the tutorial.
To start using Drawing 3.0, go to the Drawing section in the menu and click New Drawing. Fill out the customer information in the form that appears on the screen, then click Drawing 3.0. It's important to note that all drawing settings are now managed directly inside the drawing. Attention, existing users! If you decide to switch to Drawing 3.0, keep in mind that all of your settings must now be configured directly inside the drawing. The setup page is no longer used in this new version. However, if you choose to continue working with Drawing 2.0, the configurations will still remain in its setup page, just like before. One important note: any changes you make in Drawing 3.0 will also carry over to the old drawing. This means they may impact your existing projects. We recommend choosing just one version to work with. So let's continue. By clicking the gear icon in the top right corner, the settings panel will open. All configurations are neatly organized and easy to access. First of all, we have the General tab. Here you'll find options to enable or disable the main settings of your new drawing. The grid is a set of guidelines that helps you draw with more accuracy and alignment, making it easier to size and position your elements. If you disable this option, the surface will appear clean, without the lines. Feel free to choose whichever option works best for you. Below, you'll find the option to enable fractions. Click Save and the page will refresh automatically. Fractions will then appear next to the measurements in your project. Here, when unchecked, the slab will be charged in full, and its quantity will be distributed among all areas that use it. When checked, the system charges only for the square footage of material actually used in the project. In the Price tab, you'll see the final project cost when this option is enabled. Use Fabrication Area. This option calculates the area based on the smallest bounding box around the countertop shape, instead of the regular total area calculation. You can also compare it with the final cost when Fabrication Area is active. Feel free to choose the option that best fits your workflow. Keep in mind, you can't enable both options at the same time. In Edge Size defines the size of the square used for drawing your countertops. For example, if you set it to 100, the square will look very large. You can adjust this value to your preference. I usually keep it around 26. It's a great size to work with, but it's up to you which one to choose. The measurements set the default slab size so the system can estimate how many slabs your project requires. These measurements will also serve as default values when you create custom materials. In Waste field, here you can set the material waste percentage. The system adds this percentage to the total area automatically. For example, if the waste is set to 10%, the system will calculate area times 1.1. This adjustment is only for your internal cost calculation. You can see the amount of waste by hovering over the project's total area right here, for example. In Area Color Palette, you can define the main colors you want to use in your projects. Click the plus icon to add a new color, or the trash icon to remove one. You can add up to 8 colors in total. Now let's set up your edges, profiles, and text. Let's get started with edges and profiles. In the Edges tab, you can register all your edges. For example, I already have a list that I registered earlier in the Products section of the system. From here, you can also add profiles. Inside Drawing, you'll be able to separate categories between edges and profiles. Here, fill in all the required information. At the top, switch between edge and profile depending on what you're creating. Next, set the price type. Choose whether it will be unit, linear, or square. And add an alias. For example, here I'll use HBull. Then define the color of this edge. And choose whether the line will be dashed or not. Finally, click Save. In this list, all of your edges will be organized. For example, here's the half bullnose edge we've just registered. In the Profiles tab, you'll see all the profiles that have been transferred so far or added directly here. For existing users migrating from Drawing 2.0, edges and profiles are no longer separated. Both appear under the Edge tab. To classify an item, simply edit it, switch it to either edge or profile, and complete the fields. The rest of the form is the same. Add an alias, choose a color, decide if you want the dashed line style, add the measurement, and save it. Remember, only profiles require measurements. To view your edges from the system, just go to Products in the menu, then Edges, and select List of Edges. Here, all the edges are stored, along with the profiles you create both here and inside the new drawing. Can you see the half bullnose edge we've just created? It's already listed here. If you'd like to complete the information, for example by adding the supplier for this edge, feel free to do so. You can also add a new edge or a new profile directly from here. Just click New and enter all the required details. The only field you don't need to fill in is the front-end description, since it doesn't appear on the website. Now that we can see it in the list, let's check inside the drawing to confirm if the edge we added is already showing there. And here it is, right in place. Default edge. In this section, you can select one of your edges as the default. For example, if I set Finished as my default edge and save it, then create an L-shaped countertop, all of its lines will automatically be assigned as finished in the drawing. The countertops drawn earlier, like these with the alias WTF25, remain with the waterfall edge, which was the default before finished. Now, the last tab is text, so let's explore its settings. Choose a color to set as the default. You can pick a new one using the color picker, or if you've already created a palette, it will appear down here and you can select one of those to set as the default. Select whether the text should be bold or italic. If you want normal text, simply leave both unchecked. I'm going to select the italic option. Here you can choose the font size. And finally, define your text color palette. The color palette gives you quick access to your most used colors for everyday work. This is my final result. I created some countertops and applied the palette colors I defined, including Royal Blue Set as the default one. And I also increased the font size from 20 to 30. Feel free to set up your project environment according to your own needs. In the next video, we'll explore the new features available in Drawing 3.0 tools. See you there, folks!
I hope this video helped you guys, and if you have any doubts, you can contact the support team. And if you are new at SlabWare, you can go inside SlabWare.com and start a free trial right now.